What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy quickie. It's second to the last day of week 6. Are we in week 6, right?
Yeah, week 6, yes.
Week 6, and tomorrow's going to be Judgment Day. Welcome to another Fantasy Quickie. My name's JJT with Komish. We're back to the normal quickie. As last Friday we were off, and then yesterday we had the live Q&A on our Facebook page. Today we're back to the recorded quickie and lots of things to talk about. There were lots of number of games, number of great performances. Maybe the biggest news so far, John Wall. Maybe we can start off with that. There's been reports that he might play some games with Houston. They're talking about it already. What's your take on this, Komish?
Not really surprised. John Wall, it was a weird situation from the very beginning because he was basically asked to sit out at the start, not even training camp. I mean, right from the training camp onwards. So
he's like the reverse Ben Simmons.
Yes, he's like the reverse Ben Simmons because unlike Ben, he religiously attends practices.
Stayed with the team.
Joins the team, and then he's being a cheerleader to the guys, practicing with the guys, and there's videos on one-on-one with some of the young players. So he's been doing his job. I was a little shocked why he agreed to not play, but I think he thought that a trade might be possible, so he just agreed with it. But it's clearly not gonna happen. There won't be any trades happening unless he agrees to a buyout because his contract is too huge, 46 million this year. So that's too much.
Another year left after this year, so he's got 2 years left. So it's not like you're buying him out for just this year and then that's it. You'll have to deal even with a trade. You still have to deal with his contract for 2 years. So teams are not really enticed or are not going to be excited trading for John Wall.
And it's Wall who I think initiated this move. I guess he's itching to play, so he asked them if he could play. And the only reason why the NBA is probably not looking into this is because it was a mutual decision at first between Wall and the team. Now that if Wall would say that, but I want to play, the NBA would tell Houston that, you've got to let him play because he's under contract. So that could happen. So, of course, people are going to ask if he should be added. He's IL plus eligible. So, of course, if you have an IL plus, it's John Wall. Why won't you add him, right? But just don't be too excited. Maybe if you have someone in your IL plus and then you drop someone, right? To get him. Depends on who you would have to drop to get him, in my opinion.
At the same time, I don't think he'll play lots of minutes. I just feel like he'll just gonna go out there and do some reps or get himself slowly into game shape, I guess. I don't expect him to play lots of minutes. I mean, from not playing to playing in the middle of the season, I don't think he'll get lots of minutes.
Even if he's in shape.
Yeah, even if he's in game shape. I think another factor could be, Houston is quite depleted. Right?
Possible. Yeah, possible.
Jalen Green is out.
For a week,
And they, Kevin Porter Jr. just came back a few games ago, right? And so, I don't know. We'll see. But, you might want to stash him and see what happens.
Remember, this is a reverse tanking move. It's like you're in the middle of the season, and instead of thanking your veterans, you're bringing back a veteran. Not only a veteran, possibly the highest paid, and not possibly the highest paid, and probably the best player you would have if
Yeah.
he plays. So that's a reverse trend. And given that there's a rumors that they want to fire their coach because they want to develop the young players. So
Mhm.
this is kind of mixed signal. So I think Jeremy is right. He'll bring him back, but more for veteran presence. So he'll come off the bench. I think he'll play 20 minutes, 22 minutes,
Yeah.
maybe something like that. And the stats in that kind of minutes, John Wall, probably can score in double figures. He can have assists, he can have
Yeah.
steals. But remember, he's like a KPJ veteran mode.
Yeah,
So
he's
he's also
the
not good in
older
field
older
goal.
KPJ.
Yes.
Not good at
Yes.
field goal, lots of turnovers. Could have
Yeah.
lots of turnovers. Yeah, and he's not the free throws are okay. He's more of a assist guy, points guy, and steals guy.
Yes. Possibly at that level of limited minutes, probably assists would be his best category. I think steals, since steals does not really need a lot of minutes, he can get one or two. So those
Yeah.
assists and steals. So yeah, it's okay. It's okay, but don't expect top 3, top 30, top 40 or third round value. I don't think that will happen this
Yeah,
year.
I think it's worth stashing. I mean,
Yeah,
if
it's
your
worth stashing.
team is already punting your field goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, or maybe you have players you're already too good at field goals and you could take a little risk. I don't think he'll take too much shots anyway.
I agree.
You might want to pick him up and see how that goes, especially if you don't have any players on your IL plus. All right, so that's John Wall. No news yet on Jamorant. Um,
He
I
was
think
in practice.
he was in practice. He was in crutches, which is not really the best of scenes, I guess.
His knee was in braces also. So I think that's standard though. If you have a sprain wherever, I mean, if it's a bad sprain or good sprain, you especially athletes, they would do that to stabilize. I think the the part that's sprained,
Yeah.
but not much news yet. Which is, I don't know if it's good. I think it's bad. I mean, uh,
Well, let's wait a couple more days, I guess. It can be that
swelling.
yeah, it can be that they really felt it's just a sprain that they are not really as worried. That's why they're not giving too much updates. Or Memphis is another team who doesn't really give too much
More of
update.
that. Yeah, more of
Uh,
that. I think
and
either that, or there's some swelling in the knee that they have to let it subside first before they can get a better imaging
yeah,
of the knee.
yeah. So
But regardless, it's not good. Regardless, it's not good.
uh, we'll just have to wait. Hopefully, it's not as bad as we think. Like end of season kind of bad thing.
Yeah.
For Jamrat. Rishon Holmes and Harrison Barnes both injured. Holmes out again. This is like the second, I think.
Third.
Third
He's
game.
actually already eligible in the injured list because
Yep.
it's a third game. And then Barnes, though, I think I believe Holmes should be back next week. Come on, it's just the eye. It's taking too long already. I didn't expect him to miss 3 games, but whatever. So I think next week he'll be okay. Harrison Barnes is the one that I feel like might miss some games next week with the foot injury.
Yeah, and he's been, he's
Trending down.
trending down, somewhat affected with this coaching change as well. Although
Yes.
he hasn't been as good towards the end of Luke Walton's stint.
True.
So I think that he is really trending down at this point. All right, so let's talk about some other players who's not really trending down, but have been the list we have for our worry players has been there for quite a while, and it's a big man list today. Maybe we'll talk about Vucevic first because he just came back, right? I mean, he's just a few games in from the COVID thing. Still could not get his game going.
He can't get his shot to fall. I mean, today he had 2 steals, 2 blocks, 13 rebounds. Those are not bad numbers. But the field goal and the points just not there. I don't know. I've watched the games. He doesn't get as many shots as probably he usually gets in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
And after the game, Billy Donovan specifically said that Vucevic is not getting Vucevic involved in the offense is really their problem right now, because they have lost three or four, or
Yeah.
something like that, and they have lost bad games.
They've
also.
been struggling. I mean, Chicago has been struggling.
So he wants to involve him more in the offense. He said he will do that. So let's see. That might be good for him going forward. That's why I even before he said that, I really feel that Vucevic, it's a matter of him making his shots, because he's getting 3-pointers, he's getting open. So it's a matter of making it. And he's a star, he's an all-star. He should make it eventually. That's why I feel it's a real good opportunity to buy low on Vucevic.
Yeah, another player who has been on our worry list for a few times already, Bam Adebayo. Do you think this is it for Bam? Like, this is the... I get the sense that this could be the Bam that we're gonna see for the rest of the...
No, I don't believe that. I think today, again, like Vucevic, he had all around numbers, 965, I think, or 976, something like that. But the scoring is not there, even without Tyler Hero today. He took, I think, not mistaken, 9 shots or 8 shots. So he's not been looking for his offense that much. He will be more aggressive. As he gets healthier, he'll be more aggressive. We just have to put him there because he's still underperforming. He still is a buy low, in my opinion. And another player, I guess I didn't put there because keep on putting him there already, is Julius Randle. And I bring these two players up because there are a lot of managers who are going with the Randle for Adebayo trade.
Yeah.
Some managers have +1, some managers have 2 for 2, but basically the main component is Adebayo and Randle. I guess when you ask them, I'm unlucky with Randle, he's unlucky with Adebayo, let's just switch problems and let's see, something might work.
Yeah.
Right.
But I look at it into the averages of Bam Adebayo, and it's pretty much the same as last year's numbers. The percentage are a bit lower. It's just the assists. That's the biggest difference. And the blocks, rather. The assists and the blocks are the biggest difference.
But that's big.
So far. He is averaging 3 assists this year. Last year, he was averaging 5. And the blocks, he's not even averaging close to 1. He's 0.4 this year.
That's big. That's big. Yes.
And
didn't expect that.
That's the... I mean, last year, he was exactly 1 block per game. This year, he's a bit 0.4 blocks per game. The rest is quite the same. I mean, the points, the rebounding, just 1 rebound higher. The steals are exactly the same. The turnovers are the same. That's why I'm asking if, this could be the Bam. I mean, that's what I'm worried about. I mean, we are, how many games in already? And we've seen it. I just sometimes feel that that's it. This is probably the Bam that we're gonna get. Although recently though, the assists have gone a little higher recently.
Yes, the assist has gone a little higher. I think the blocks should go higher also. Maybe that's the only one, and a little bit more of assists would increase. Probably that's it. Probably that's what we'll get from him. But that's still good. I think there's still some room. There's still some room for him to improve there. And I believe the scoring can still go up a little bit. And that's why I think there's still, right now he's, I think, 50 something to 60 something in the ranks, maybe lower. The last time
he's
I checked,
99 today.
There. I mean, he even went lower.
Because today he only had 9.7 rebounds, 6 assists. I mean, those are not really way below his usual numbers.
If his manager would treat him as a 90th rank or 99th rank or 80th or even 70th rank player in trade deals, I'll take that. I think he'll be a top 50 player. Jeremy is correct that he's not the Bam a second rounder player
I mean,
this year.
the thing is, I have just one stock. I have a couple rather BAM stocks, and when I picked him, I felt like he's gonna be better than last year in terms of those averages. A little better
Okay.
in scoring, and pretty much maybe the same in the rest. I mean, the scoring I feel could be better, but yeah, I didn't expect him to somehow be a little short from. I mean, after seeing some games, I feel like the assist could no longer go higher. That's just me.
The, the
Because
three
with
is good.
Lowry there, I think
Yeah.
that affects his assist.
The three already is good for me. If he can maintain that, that's already good. I was expecting a double double in a 2010 sense. 2010, 2011, one block, one steal, something like that. Something at those within those lines. The free throws.
The free
I
throws
was
are not as bad as I mean it's lower, but
it's
like we said,
lower.
everyone's shooting worse this year. Right?
Still, as a big as Bam Adebayo,
It, it's not
that's
too
what you're
far. It's
pinning
not
on.
too far off. He is 79% last year, 80% last year. He's 76 this year. I mean,
That's big, man. In rankings wise, that's big.
I
4% is
know,
big rankings wise.
but
And
everyone's struggling. Everyone's struggling. I mean,
even so, I think that should go up. That should for him to really get back to at least top 40 level. The free throws should go up. The free throws should go up. But if it doesn't, if it stays at 75, 76, we'll take it. We'll take it. I mean, as long as it doesn't go Christian Wood levels.
this is why I'm saying everyone's struggling and why this is not bad. The other day I saw CJ McCollum's free throws.
Mm,
Last year he was averaging 81% free throw. You know
yeah,
what's his average this year?
70. 70 something.
70%. That's a shooter. So that's
Yeah.
why I feel that 76% for Bam or 77 more or less it's there. It's not too bad.
But
Because
but but
CJ McCollum shooting 70.
but again, the value of Bam compared to let's say a Rudy Gobert or a Capella
True.
or a
Among
Jarrett
his peers,
Allen,
among his peers. So
he's I mean, he doesn't have any eye-popping stats of 5 blocks, 4 blocks. I mean, 3 steals or 20
yeah.
rebounds. He's just good basically in all categories except 3 points. That's his value. He's an all-around, solid, decent, can help you in 8 of the 9 categories. So that's big for him. But it's not that bad. It's not the end of the world for him because it's not like 10% lower. Like I said, it's not Christian Wood or Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
The dip of those guys are really something else. But still something that we should look at and monitor carefully if he can maybe improve it and get back to the previous year's level.
But I think you're right. The assist, I mean the blocks. Hopefully it's gonna be.
Yeah, there's no reason why, right? I mean,
Hopefully
unless
he's gonna be higher there.
unless his wingspan became shorter or something, or he became I don't know. There's
Yeah.
no reason why he's not
I mean
blocking shots.
I think that's the only thing. I mean, if you look at
Yeah.
Anthony Davis numbers, they're pretty much other than the points, they're pretty much the same except for the points and the blocks. I mean, Anthony Davis is blocking 2.3 shots per game, which is huge. This
Yeah.
is Anthony Davis of 2-3 years ago, right? I mean, the numbers that Davis is giving, and yeah, I mean, let's see. Just the blocks, get it for Bam. I think get it to one block per game.
It's interesting you brought up Anthony Davis because there was a lot of there was some posts in Facebook fantasy world today about him 18% 3-point shooting, worst I think in the NBA in the minimum of this number of shots.
Yeah.
Worse in the mid range, worse here, worse there.
Come
so
on.
people were going after him. But
I mean, that doesn't matter because he's shooting 51% overall.
Yeah. But as I said there, I mean, somebody mentioned and I agree. He's still a top 5th to 6th ranked player this year. Given all of those things that you said.
Yep.
And that people were saying, but if he did better in 3 points or in his outside shooting, he'll be number 1. He'll be number 2.
No,
But that's
I doubt it. I mean, who when we talk about field goal, we don't really talk about the outside shooting or how many shots he took outside or how many 3-point attempts he made, right? I mean, he's shooting 51%. That's already high overall, right?
Yes, but I get their point. If he was to stop taking all those outside shots and those mid-range jumpers, those easy shots, and just pound it down low, maybe his percentages would be better. He would score more, and he might be really in the running for the top 2. That's where the frustration comes in. But for me, I'm not complaining anymore. I mean,
There's
he
no
gives
reason
you
to complain.
he's top 5,
I'll
top 6.
put
I'll
it
take it.
this way, another way. If he starts making those threes, he's gonna bump up his 3-point mades to probably 1 a game, and that's gonna be big for you as well, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, 51%. I think that's okay. All he needs is maybe make a free or 2 every now and then, and you'll be happy with those threes as well for Anthony Davis. Other bigs. So yeah, that's Bam Adebayo. The blocks, man, just get it up there, and hopefully he gets he'll be better. Julius Randle, on the other hand, we've talked about him a lot of times. You mentioned in your quickie that it's a different offense now. It's not centered around him as much, right? He's not facilitating as much as well, unlike last year.
I checked the game a while ago. When I looked at it, 0 out of 7 right away in the first half. 7 shots, 0 out of 7. I said maybe the second half will be better. I watched the second half because I'm really, really frustrated already with this guy. So I watched the second half, and there was a stretch, like maybe a good 5 to 6 minutes. He did not even touch the ball on offense. But in the fourth quarter, he was better in a sense that he was rebounding and everything. But again, you know what they do? They go with their offense. Randall is not part of it. He either stands in the corner or whatever. And then when it bugs down, they give him the ball in the last 2 to 3 seconds. And he has to take those outside shots, those fadeaways. And that's why his field goal is so down. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know why it's like that, but it's like that.
And I also noticed that they're not posting him up more.
Yes.
I mean, last year he had more post ups, and that's why he's getting more assists, I guess, attracting some double teams here and there. This year, he's play one-on-one isolation offense, and that's affecting his game. And like you said, sometimes it's really not within the flow of their offense. So that's putting some dent into the Julius Randle's game. But yeah. I don't think he's gonna be top 30. I mean, we've talked about it. It's gonna be hard for him to get there, unless he has this hot streak.
Yeah, but that's why I prefer Bam. It's just that Randall can hurt you when he's not making those shots and his scoring is down. He can hurt you with the field goal. He can hurt you with the free throw. He can hurt you with turnovers. So that's why I prefer Bam. If Bam's not scoring well like today, usually he gives you
he did less take too much.
He didn't take too much. He doesn't usually have a lot of turnovers.
I mean, I think today he was 4 of 9, so which is not
something
bad.
Like that. Yeah, something like that. So Randall can give you 3 of 15, 3 of 14. Like today, he was I think 3 of 14 or 3 of 13. And he had 11 points and I think 10 rebounds. Yeah, you say, oh, that's a double-double. But that's not top 20, top 30, top 40 numbers because he was 3 out of 14.
Yep.
And then the assist is not there either. And then he's going to give you 3 to 4 turnovers. That's frustrating. That's really hard. So if we can trade him for, let's say, another struggling player like Bam, I would take Bam.
Yeah.
I would take Bam.
A couple of backup centers also struggling. We've talked about these players a lot. Montrezl Harrell, we talked about him before.
Yeah.
And now that Gafford seems to be playing a little better, that could affect as well Harrell's performance. He's still decent, just not as good as the early season Harrell that we've seen. And another player, of course, is Drummond, mainly because Joel Embiid came back as well. Although before Embiid, Drummond's been up and down as well. He's had some good games here and there, but has a lot more bad games.
Okay. About Drummond, we talked about handcuff, but with handcuff, when the thing happens, the player, the star really gets injured or whatever, you will see, you just imagine in your head that the handcuff should be good. I mean, that's why I handcuff him with this guy, because he will get the stats. Now we have an actual real games to base it on, and Drummond, after a good start, kind of become eh, not that good. Even without Embiid, even without Tobias, even with all those injuries, he was really bad, and he was really just giving you rebounds. That's it.
Mhm.
So right now that everybody's getting healthy, I'm more comfortable saying that you should not be holding on to Drummond. Whether you're handcuffing him or not, drop him. Drop him right now. He's not
Uh,
worth a hold anymore.
yeah, he's gonna
Because
give you some good games. I think he's gonna. I mean,
yeah,
I think he's more of a matchup based kind of center. I think that's where he is.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you can
But
14
as we
team.
said, yeah, even 14 team. I mean, it depends on who you could add for him, of course. But if you don't have anybody to add, I'll keep him. I'm more talking about 10 team, 12 team leagues. I think he's not a must hold. He's not a must hold, because now we have actual data to see what will he do if Embiid gets injured. We saw it, and it's not good. It wasn't good. So why? What's the point? What's the upside then? Right? I mean,
Yeah.
what's the upside? So for me, in 12 teams, it's okay for me to drop him. 14 maybe not, because Hassan Whiteside is still a rosterable player in 14 teams. Mason Plumlee is still rosterable. So maybe Drummond still has some value there. But in 12, no.
All right. So yeah, Drummond and Harrell were the players. Who are some of our buy players today? PJ Washington, second game
Mm.
today, played
And
well as
Plumlee's
again.
injured. Yeah,
Yeah,
Plumlee's
Plum is
injured
injured. He also started last game. PJ Washington.
because
So
of Plumlee's
yeah,
injury.
two
Yes.
straight starts already, and uh, Washington played well before getting injured. So maybe, hopefully, we're keeping our fingers crossed that this is the continuation of that.
He got 39 minutes. He played more than Miles. In the crunch time, fourth quarter, overtime, he was the guy there, not Miles.
Mhm.
So I'm not saying he's better than Miles. No. This today was an off game, I guess, with Miles. And Kelly Oubre was hot. So Borrego decided to stick with Oubre, and he didn't have time for Bridges. Washington was playing well, so he gave it to Washington. But I think trending up. I'm not sure if Plumlee comes back, what he will do, if he will continue to be a starter or not. But even if he goes back to the bench, I think, especially in 14 teams,
Yeah,
he has value.
PJ Washington should be owned. I mean, at this point,
Yeah.
he shouldn't be there. Actually, I don't think people dropped him after getting injured, so that's good. At least we can say that a lot of managers are still holding him, at least in the leagues that I've been in. Well, he was dropped in one league. I picked him up in one league.
Yeah.
So yeah, PJ Washington, Alec Burks. We talked about Alec Burks today. What, 23 points again?
23 points. Yes,
Um,
23 points.
so yeah, he should be rostered. He shouldn't be
With
dropped
Quickly, both of them.
with
If
quickly.
you pick
Yes.
them up at the start of the week, when we said that the streaming schedule of New York was good, you had a pretty good streaming week already, because Burks have performed well. Quickly has performed well this week also.
Yeah.
And Kemba rested. So
Today.
this
Yeah.
is another thing we have to look out for next time with the back-to-back with New York. If Kemba's gonna rest, Derrick Rose is still out with his ankle issue. So Quickly and Burks, I don't think there's necessarily just streamers anymore at
Yeah.
this point.
Burks is
Yeah.
within the top 100. I mean,
Yes.
he's
If
doing way better than a lot of
yeah.
expected top 100 players.
Yes. So if they're still, if they're gonna be dropped, pick them up. I think they're worth the roster spot at this point.
Yeah. Kevin Huerter with
Yeah.
Bogdan coming down with an injury.
Yes. That
Huerter now gets really a lot more
It's
usage.
it's funny we're talking about Atlanta. How could Hurter get minutes? There's Hunter, there's Bogdan, there's Reddish. All
Yeah,
those three are injured. Even Reddish got injured today. He played 7 minutes. I don't know what the injury is exactly because when I tuned in, he was already injured. But Bogdan, I
yeah,
saw the injury. He could not put any weight on his foot. So it looks like something, and he's already bothered by it. We know that
yeah,
it's always questionable. So it's not out of the normal thinking that he might be out for weeks, right?
yeah.
Not just days. So now who's left? Huerter.
There's not much. Kevin Huerter,
And
we
they
talked about him being a solid contributor. It's just that the depth, and if he doesn't really start, then he's not much. He's not gonna do much off the bench. And now that he's starting, he's been okay so far. Now he might be
yeah,
better because
he
without
should.
Bogdan, right?
Yeah, I don't know who they'll start with him though. Gallinari. If Gallinari starts, that's someone to look at also.
Mm-hmm.
They played Timothy Luau Cabarro. I didn't
Yeah.
even know he was with them. So he played a while ago. So maybe
Who
he
he
will
play
start.
for?
Yeah, who he play for? Maybe he starts. I mean, Lou Williams can play more minutes. I don't know what they will do. That's Atlanta will be one team I will be looking at the rotation more closely in their next game. If it's Gallinari, you can pick him up in 14 teams. I think if it's Gallinari who will start, who will get the minutes.
Yeah, and another player we've been talking about a lot is Eric Gordon. Uh,
Yeah.
Jalen Green is injured for another week, like we said.
Mm-hmm.
He's been playing well. I mean, Eric Gordon's been playing well.
And I watched. I heard the broadcaster saying that when KPJ was out, he was the one who played point guard for them. Now that Porter is back, Jalen Green is out. He's now gonna play as their main scorer, shoot, and he was really aggressive a while ago, scoring.
Yeah.
So that's good. He
He
has
also had 7
versatility.
assists today, I think.
Yes, yes. So,
So that's
but
another
again,
plus.
another thing. Today was Houston versus Charlotte. I was talking to one of our listeners about this game, and I said it's basically the worst, the best fantasy matchup you could ever think of. We said Houston has the fastest pace in the NBA and they have the second worst defense. Charlotte, as Max said yesterday, all big men when they play Charlotte, they have big games. Christian Wood today had a big game, 33 points, 16 rebounds, I think.
Yeah.
It's just on cue. You can already predict these things at this point of the season. So these two 145, 143. I was looking at the score 72-70. I said, okay. And I looked
I
halftime.
actually was shocked. I actually was shocked.
halftime. Halftime.
After looking at the final score. 140 something to end the game. And
No defense at all. Terry Rozier was having his way. Kevin Porter Jr. was having his way. And no one was thinking at all.
it wasn't even overtime, right?
It was
Was it?
overtime. It was overtime.
But
In
just
fairness,
one.
one overtime. But eh, you can see how these two teams play. Kevin Porter Jr. had the ball up to with less than I think 10 or 11 seconds left. All he needed to do was, dribble the ball, wait for a foul. What he did, you can expect he drove the ball and tried to get the layup. Good thing he was fouled. If he wasn't fouled, that was a bonehead play. But that's how Houston plays. It's just go 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 go.
Yeah.
And so they're perfect. They're perfect for fantasy.
Yeah. So yeah, Eric Gordon. Still, I've been holding on to Eric Gordon for a while. And we'll see how far that goes because we all know about Eric Gordon's history. Garrison Matthews and Armani Brooks.
Houston players. Yeah.
Houston players maybe for a deep league or just to watch out for.
Just for 3-pointers, if you're down threes, maybe you want to catch up. They're the guys to consider with Jalen Green out. Garrison started today.
Yeah.
And free Sengun, please.
Yeah,
he was so good
Sengun
today.
12,
He was so
12
good.
minutes, just 12 minutes today. Come on, I have one Sengun, and Patrick was inquiring about Sengun. I told him, I only have one. I'll probably hold on to this one.
He had the dunk over Jalen McDaniels. He blocked Rozier out of nowhere.
He had
a great
5 points, right?
Yeah, he had that great no look pass that was. I mean, he played 12 minutes, but I will remember his 12 minutes. He was impactful, very impactful. 5 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, I think, in
5
12
points, 5
minutes.
rebounds, 4 assists,
Yeah, something like that.
and 2 blocks. He also had 4 turnovers, but hey, who cares?
Uh,
Who
please free the
cares?
guy. Please free the
Uh,
guy.
yeah. Yeah, those are our and lastly, DeAndre Bembry starting
Yeah,
for
Bruce
the
Brown
Brooklyn Nets. Yeah.
played well.
He can be streamed, I guess.
Yes.
The leash on players like Bembry is quite short. So yeah, make sure to maximize using him or adding him or playing him. And it's not easy ads as well, right? I mean, if you look at the streaming players, if you look at Bembry, you probably think, should I really add Bembry? He might screw you on the next game, right? But yeah, just in case you're in a deeper league.
It's 3 straight games he's been playing well. Bruce Brown came back today, 4 minutes only. And Bembry was basically the guy guarding Chris Paul and stole the
Yeah,
ball on Devin Booker. He also guarded Devin Booker, so he's playing well. He's playing
yeah,
well.
yeah. Feel good. Let's pick. Well, we talked about Houston. Kevin Porter Jr. had a good game today. And he's been thrown around in a lot of trades, and just a lot of managers just trying to dispose him. And today he reminded them what he can do, still do.
It's matchups, guys. Matchups. He can do this in good matchups, and we know he has talent. He is talented, but when there's no defense, his talent shines. But if it's against a tough or better defensive team, he goes back to his turnovers and other things. So
Yeah.
you know,
Joel Embiid also came back today, had a big game against his rival.
yeah,
I don't
Karl
think
Anthony
people still
Towns.
remember Embiid and Carl Anthony Towns are big rivals, as they've had a history of, really battles, not just in the basketball sense. Embiid played well but lost. Minnesota, guys, this Minnesota team looking really good.
Yes, it was close. It was an overtime game, also a high scoring
Well, it
game,
was
and
close in the second half, but the first half was all Minnesota. I watched the
yeah,
first half of the game.
Embiid did say that his COVID was kind of severe and it was really bad. He said he didn't even know if he was going to survive it. So that's good that at least he's okay. But something to consider also that maybe um you know um I guess he's not gonna be conditioned right away. But today was a good
Well,
game for him.
45 minutes today, I think that's a good
Yeah.
sign. 42 points. He did shoot the ball well, 12 of 23, 14
Mm-hmm.
rebounds, a steal and 2 blocks. So, yeah, hopefully he won't miss much more time. But yeah, we would probably understand if he takes a rest or two as he gets himself back into condition. And lastly, D'Angelo Russell. Maybe a little. We haven't really talked much about D'Angelo, and the Wolves are really playing well. I mean, they've had really good players contributing in the fantasy sense. Of course, we've talked about Vanderbilt. Carl Anthony Towns is a staple. Anthony Edwards is always there. D'Angelo Russell, your
He's hot.
thoughts?
He's
Yeah,
hot. He's shooting well. He's playing well. But as good as he is, he's 90 something, I think, or 80 something in fantasy is because he's hot. But even when he gives you those great stats, usually he doesn't shoot well. Although today he shot well. But
yeah,
usually, even if he gives you 34, 35 points, it's usually in 40 something percent shooting. So that's one reason why. And then the steals are also not there for him. He's never been a steals guy. So for me, he's hot. Look out if you can have some trade value. Maybe swap him with another of our feel good Darius Garland.
mm-hmm.
I would like Garland more. They were neck and neck in the draft season, but I like Garland more than Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, D'Angelo Russell. Hopefully he plays better. But yeah, if you can flip him to a better player, you might want to start doing it now, because 35 points today, probably it might take a few more games before he can do it, or at least something close to that again.
Yes.
He is averaging what's D'Angelo's average this year?
Is it
Let me see. I think he is averaging. I couldn't find it. All right. 19
I think
points. 19
19,
points. Yeah, he's averaging 19 points per game, but he is shooting 40% field goal. Yeah, and 5.8 assists and 3.6 rebounds. So yeah, D'Angelo Russell, our feel good player of the day. One feel good player. There's a lot. You can just check it out on our Facebook page.
Clint Capella, man.
Clint Capella is still hot with Trae Young. Trae Young is not a player we've been talking about a lot. Maybe because, it's really what we expect from him.
This is a good bounce back for him.
Yeah.
Last year, he wasn't that good. This year, he's already 12 or 13th already. So he's living up to the hype this year. Good for him. I didn't expect him to be this good. I knew he was going to be good, but this is really good. Really good.
Yeah, so we haven't really talked much. Maybe in the next few quickies, we can talk more about Trae Young. Yeah, that's it. Tomorrow would be Judgment Day of Week 6. We posted already Week 7 schedule analyzer. Another week is about to end. Yeah, it was fast. It was a fast 6 weeks so far, and December is just around the corner. So yeah, days are passing by so fast. Shout out to JC Jasso, who sent us a message a few days back. He enjoys the show. Thank you, sir. And yeah, we're happy to help, and we're glad that you are enjoying the show. All right, we'll see you guys again tomorrow for Judgment Day of Week 6. Bye, guys.
Bye.